Welcome to tonight's episode of Unhinged, Unfiltered, and Unscripted, and two new ones. We have unmedicated and unmotivated. Today is a straight up and an unmotivated type of day. Absolutely. But
100%.
tonight,
100%.
100. Tonight's topic is going to be basically just mom life. But tonight's first, yes. Starting it off, we're going to do the affirmation, which I pulled previously to recording. But it says, don't half-ass anything. If you're gonna fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it all the way up. Which is, I think, quite fitting, for tonight, because, yeah, we're gonna do it, go hard or go home.
Uh,
Um,
can we go
but
home? Can I choose the go home method?
I think we're both already home, so I think we're good. I think we're good.
Sorry, John.
Hopefully this works, because, my Wi-Fi is not being nice, because we're getting a storm. So hopefully this works
Oh
out.
no.
I already got the warning. So hopefully it stays the whole thing. If not, sorry. You know, again, if you're gonna fuck it up, fuck it all the way up. Anyways, getting off. So
Exactly.
basically, tonight what we're gonna talk about is essentially how being a mom is very complicated, hard, and a lot of people don't quite understand. Whereas we mothers, where we come from, and I mean that by we get told all the time that either we're angry or we're in a bad mood or we're closed off, or the best is that we don't love our children, um, all because we are stressed and overwhelmed, and not from a lack of either partnership or anything like that, just because I know for me at least, I do have a husband, married 8 years, and I know for a fact my husband could be sitting on the couch and I could be sitting on the toilet, and my kids will come to me, ask me to open a snack, or come to me to ask to do this. So they very well could have gone to the husband and asked him. And moms, or well, I don't want to say moms in general, but majority of them hear the word mom at least 70 times, 70, before lunch most days. Or at least I know I do with two young ones. With JJ or Big Jen over there, hers might be different because her kids are slightly older. Um, and it's a hit or miss type of feeling too, because I know for me, I get pulled every which direction. I get tugged at, pulled at, shot with Nerf bullets, which is always fun. Um, and whatnot, and then I get overstimulated very quickly. And I can't wait. Like the feeling I struggle with is like I can't wait for them to be independent, so they don't need me as much. But I also know that that's gonna hurt that day, the day they don't need me. Uh, which I don't get me wrong, 31 and I still need my mom. But like I know on the day they no longer need me to make their breakfast or wipe their butts, it's gonna be a sad day. Happy day on the butt wiping part though.
I feel you, Jen. I feel you. No, I agree with you. I mean, I know, your kids are in their single digits and mine are all in their double digit. Um, you know, and we
Whew.
have kind of not that we are completely opposite, but we do see things from time to time from a different light. You know,
Absolutely.
I'm closer to being an empty nester than you are. Not that I'm rubbing it in your face.
Yeah, like that. Wax on, wax off.
No, I'm joking. I do miss my kids being younger, but I understand the point of, it's like Stewie from Family Guy when he goes, Mom, 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 Mommy, Mommy,
Hmm.
Mommy, Mommy. And then it goes into her, the government name or whatever. And I do understand that. And it's frustrating, you know. Um, even now, the only time my kids come to me is when they need something or they want something, and do I miss my children coming to me and asking me to do things for them? Yeah, from time to time. Um, I will say it was harder initially when they started kind of like becoming individuals themselves.
Hmm.
Um, it was harder, but now it's become kind of comfortable. And then as they've become their own individuals, I've become mom or myself. I'm able to do things myself.
Which which is a great feeling because like I know for me, um, so my kids are 8 and 7. I'm just now finding out and discovering who Jen is because for the longest time I was mom or I was babe, which is what Matt calls me. It's our pet name. So like I didn't know outside of being a mom or outside of being a wife, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was
Mhm.
interested in or what kind of likes I had. I had nothing outside of my kids. And yeah, it's great because they so like mine, they're young. And yeah, they're just starting to find their personality and I'm just now becoming embarrassing to them. Which totally, by the way, gotta make a sweatshirt saying I'm just here to embarrass my kids. 'Cause yes. But so like I'm happy that they're starting to do all those things. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's happening quickly, yes. Yes. However, it's also happening really, really, really slowly. Like for instance, my son told me, "Oh, I'm almost 13. Like, can we make it to 10 first? Like, you're not even 10 yet. Can we make it there before we get to 13? And make it to 13 before we get to driving." And it's like, but then again,
Yep.
just yesterday feels like he was just born. And like like I don't want to say dads don't have the same things, but it's like it's very hard as a mom, in my perspective, to put up with all of it because
It's
I'm dealing with them from
overwhelming.
yeah, it absolutely is. And
And
then like I deal with them from morning to night and then they're in bed and then I have to be a wife and do his thing. So the time I get to do my thing is when everybody's sleeping or
right,
everybody's out of the house. And
right.
it's
And
very hard.
it is. And I think the biggest thing is for women, when it comes to these things, and this is just, my opinion, um, women are, I'm not going to say we're the best at multitasking, but we do take on a lot of multitasking. We're the counselors, we're the teachers, we're the nurses, we're all these different things, these roles that we take on, you know, we don't get paid for them.
Oh,
Our end result for what we do for our children is how they turn out to be. That is our greatest reward is watching our children grow and watching them turn into be great humans. Excuse me.
hmm.
Excuse me. Turning out to be great humans in society to where they're independent, self-sufficient, and positive role models. Um, I know that women don't always see the side of the man, you know. Like for me, I go to work and I come home and I deal with kid stuff. Then there's Jen, who is at home all day. Her husband goes to work, you know. So her perspective on, how her family functions and what's going on is very vastly different than mine. But do I think of her less? No. Do I give her a lot of admiration and positivity because she's able to do that for her children and be there? whenever they need her to be because she has that availability, yes. I personally, not saying that I wouldn't do it. It's just harder because I know I mentally could not sit at home with my kid 24/7, 365. I would rather find a way to come up with the money to pay somebody
Well,
to sit at home with my children and teach them instead of them going to the public school. I would love to do that.
wow.
But
So,
I don't have that.
so I actually just decided to look that up. And if moms got paid for every job that we did, so this, I don't know exactly all of it, but this job comes from animal caretaker, chef, computer systems analyst, financial manager, food and beverage service worker, general office clerk, nurse, management analyst, childcare worker, housekeeper, psychologist, bus driver, principal, dietitian, social worker, and recreational worker, which is somewhat of all that I guess stay-at-home moms kind of do. Again, some of them,
Mhm.
not so much. A
Mhm.
stay-at-home, and I will somehow figure out how to add this photo into the podcast. That way, you guys listening can also hear it and see it. We should somewhat make around the $635,000 a year, uh, because of all those jobs. So again, going into the whole multitasking type of thing, with me not only momming and teaching, like I am a mom, I'm a teacher, I'm a lunch lady, I'm a principal, bus driver, chauffeur, hey kitty, um, uh, mediator when they decide they want to fight, and all of
Mhm.
that. Like we have to multitask because if we don't multitask, nothing gets done. And like I know trying to clean the
Oh.
house and solve World War III that's happening in the living room, yeah, sometimes there are downfalls. Sometimes the house doesn't get up, it doesn't get done, or something falls short. But we
Mhm.
have to multitask because otherwise nothing is ever going to get done because they're constantly at it or they're constantly doing this or constantly doing that. And it's like one of those things that is very, very hard. Also, it showed that a stay-at-home mom's job, instead of your normal 40 hours a week that normal people do, is 96 hours a week. That's how much we put in, which
Mhm.
I,
But it's
for,
frustrating that
yeah, I get
us
that
as
because,
moms, we have all this
yes,
going on, but then you have so much stress going on inside your personal life.
you keep cutting in and
And
out. I
then
don't like it.
if you go on the outside world, then you have other moms bashing on other moms,
Yep,
and
which is just totally bullshit.
my, it is. And I don't think any mom, I don't care how you decide to manage your child, how you decide to dictate their life growing up, that is your choice. Um, but as parents and adults, and we have children, we should take the adult thing and we should talk to another parent instead of being like, oh, well, why did your kid beat up my kid? Or vice versa, or whatever it is. You shouldn't instantly assume. There should be a conversation. You guys need to, everybody should be discussing, well, why did this happen? Or how did this happen? And,
Yep,
figure it out, because we are parents. Things do happen. Life happens. Kids
yep,
see and hear a lot more than what we give them uh uh credit for.
absolutely.
And
And touching on that real quick is, for instance, my son had a complete meltdown in the middle of Staples, and I'm sitting there not yelling, but trying to yell at him to, knock it off and whatnot. And I got dirty looks from people, but at the same time, like no one interfered, whatever. But like it's, kids are about to have meltdowns, especially because I don't know if you remember, but turn clocks back. Yeah, turn clocks back this Sunday, people. By the way, when we pre-recorded this, it was March 8th. By the way, hopefully your clocks have turned back. But like he had a full-on meltdown in Staples because of something I said. Like I told him to get a certain toy, and like, listen, today he was great up until we left, and then he became a dick. And I'm gonna say he became a dick. But as mothers, we should be able to say, "Hey, my kid was an asshole today," and not get looked at. Oh well, you wanted them. That's what you asked for. That's what you signed up for. No, I didn't sign up for my kids to be assholes. I signed up to have kids. Yes. And yes, kids have meltdowns, kids have tantrums, all of that, true. But there are days. Hey, I'm a bitch some days, and I know that. I own up to it. But I think as moms, we should be able to say those things without the judgment of others coming down on us.
Oh,
Oh, how could you
100%.
say that about your child? Oh, because he's a fucking dick. That's how I could say that about my child. On those days, he's his father's kid. I mean, just kidding.
No, you're not.
But
Why
no,
you gotta lie?
and like,
Don't be lying.
yeah, lying's bad, kids. Don't do it.
Oh man,
But
I
it's
love
always
my
it's always
children.
good to know. Yeah, exactly. We love our kids. We
I
do.
love
We
I,
do.
I love my kids, but they're fucking assholes. All three of them. I love
Hmm.
my kids
And
to death.
I'll take this from Chad Daniels straight out from his mouth. Having two kids in the backseat of a car, it amazes me that people steal these things on purpose. Meaning kids. People steal kids on purpose. Because have you ever spent more than 20 minutes in a car with two kids? I don't care the age difference because my kids are 13 months apart. Me and my sister were 4 years apart. Her and I on the way to South or to Florida, I was almost left on a highway in South Carolina, and my sister, who was 13, was almost taken to a bar because I would not stop singing in African, and me and my sister kept fighting. So I was almost left on a highway in South Carolina. But two screaming kids in the backseat of the car, no matter the age, makes you question why people steal these things because
Yeah,
it's ugh. Kids
yeah.
just
I
have a
had
way with themselves.
yeah. Listen, me and we'll leave name unnamed. We took a trip to Iowa to go to an
With a rocket
amusement
ship?
park.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't even get me
we
started
got in
there.
our fucking. I know we got in our fucking rocket ship, and we both agreed, hey, this would be a great idea. Let's take the kids to Adventureland. You know, um, let's go somewhere fun. Okay, no,
Nope. It's
no.
fun for it's fun for them, but not for a parent. For instance,
Oh
taking them
my
out like
god.
we haven't taken them to an apart. Well, that's a lie. I did take them to Sesame Street 2 years ago, and we spent the majority of the time in the lazy river because my son was terrified of roller coasters. So that was a great day spent doing nothing. But it's stuff like that, taking to amusement park or buying that special toy at the store, something like that. You do it, you feel great as a parent, but then they do something instantaneously that are like, oh, now I regret doing that.
Mhm.
Like for instance, again, my son, like, yeah, I went a little bit nicer on the gift at Walmart or like the toy or whatever. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was like, oh, let me buy them something really nice because last weekend my husband had to work both on Saturday and Sunday, which ruined the weekend plans that we had, and my son was really upset about it. So I was like, oh, well, we have we got our taxes back. We had a really good paycheck. I was like, why don't I buy them a little bit something, special for them, whatever. 5 seconds being home, and I was like, I regret that instantaneously. I regret being nice. I regret doing the nice thing because now I'm being treated with not nice things, or you're not doing the thing I asked, or whatever. And it's the same with like in a park. Like you take them to the amusement park, you have a blast, but instantaneously you get into that car and they're cranky as shit and they're gonna fight the entire way. Or sleep or puke.
Yep.
Which all three things suck. 'Cause a kid
Oh,
puking in the car is the worst smell ever.
don't even get me started
I mean
on
I
that.
know how to get it out of your car, but it's the worst smell ever. I just don't
Like,
need to puke. I don't like it at all. Not my favorite
I
smell.
enjoy doing things for my children. I love
I do
doing
too.
things for them. I like seeing their faces that they got something, they did it.
I just don't
But
like to
that
be
moment where they take it and it feels like they took it kind of for granted
for granted. Yep.
and they like, oh,
And,
now I can go do something mischievous and it'll be okay. Because I was good
yep.
for those, that half an hour or whatever time frame it was. And then I didn't have to, I didn't have any consequences. I didn't have nothing and everything's hunky
Yep.
dory. And
And that's
that's frustrating for a parent because you're just like, oh my gosh, why am I dealing with these things?
oh, shit.
I'll be honest. I've
Yep.
always been the
And that's
bad
the
cop.
same
I've
thing.
never,
Oh,
I've
oh,
never been the good cop.
always.
Um, I'm always I'm what they call, in a way, a helicopter parent. I'm sure somebody else will tell you something different, a little bit more aggressive, but I am in a way a helicopter parent, because of current time. That's why I am a helicopter
Yeah.
parent. But I also know that society in general does not prepare our children for what they have coming. They have no
Nope.
idea
Not at
what's
all.
coming. They're completely walking into life blindsided,
Which is why I'm
and
trying to
it's
teach mine
like
now.
I get told, yep, I get told that I'm harsh on my kids. I'm too strict. I need to let my kids live a little.
Mm.
Okay. All right, cool. Uh, how about this? You send me the money for fucking military school and I'll go let them live a little because at least in military school, it's survival. And I know at the end of the day, when they come out from there, they're going to have survival skills. They're not
You
walking
don't
into a,
threaten your kids with that. My mom threatened me with
what?
that, and I go, can you military school? She goes, I'll send you to military school if you don't shape up. I was like, can you please? Because like I wanted to go to military school, and I know my son would too. Just why we don't threaten it.
Yep.
But I'm the same way. Like I'm trying to teach him. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jen. I'll let you talk.
I was gonna say like I'm trying to teach my son now. Like for instance, there are days that I do give him my iPad to play, whatever. Like if he's been really good or did really good in school, because like with him being homeschooled, it's different than her, than my daughter who's in public school. But like I'll let him use it for a little bit because he whatever. But he's gotten to the point where now where I'm on, like if I'm on live on TikTok or I'm doing a podcast while he's awake or talking on the phone in general, he thinks that, oh, I'll give him the tablet because as long as I'm doing something that for me, he sees it as, oh, she'll give it to me because she wants me out of her hair. This is how I get it done. And I'm trying to tell him, I was like, listen, you need to understand, the tablet's mine, is for me and for business, not for you and pleasure. And I was like, the fact that I allow you to have it Sundays, don't take advantage of that. Do not see that as a every time I'm live, you're gonna get it because I want you out of my hair. That's not how it works. Like, don't think for a second if I'm doing something, whether on the phone, live, podcast, whatever it is that we're doing or I'm doing. Don't think for 1 second I won't pause it or end it or mute myself and yell at you because I will if I have to. I don't want to. But I will if I have to because I too am the bad guy because I have to be. Not that I particularly want to be or whatever. I suck at being the bad guy, by the way. But like I have to be because my husband works so many hours. To whereas like I have to fill that role. Again, I suck at it because most of the time I give in more than I probably should. But again, that's the role of the mom. When
It,
your partner's not
right.
there or you're doing it alone. For like you,
No.
like we have to play good cop, bad cop, all of it. Oh shit, because of it, and like we shouldn't get told. Like for instance, we should not get told, "Oh, you look grumpy," or "Oh, you're angry," or "Oh, you're cranky." No, I just need 5 moments to decompress. Like for instance,
Yeah.
one this is early on in like the kid's life, but like I had told my husband I didn't want to be touched. did not want to be touched. And he goes, well, why? I go, because I've been pulled every direction today. I've been touched everything. I've been hit in the face. I've been hit in the back, kicked in the back. I just don't want to fucking be touched. He's like, well, you're cranky. He's like, no. I'm just overstimulated and being touched is bothering me. It's like, not cranky. It's just tired. But they don't
I
see it. They see it as tired. Oh, go to sleep. That's not it. Also, as a mom, and I
no.
know for a damn fact, 24 hours a day is not fucking enough. I need a whole lot more in my day because again, I don't get to do me until the kids go to sleep. And that's if dishes are done, laundry's done, the house is straightened up. If those three things aren't done, and let's say I choose to not neglect them that day, guess what? I won't get to do my thing. Or I can do my thing and just ignore those things. There's not enough hours in a day for everything to get done. And for us to have time to decompress or have self-care. And I've learned more so recently than not that we have to start taking those days and those self-care remedies. For instance, my laundry is
Oh,
backed up because I chose to not do it because I chose to do something for me. And thankfully my husband's understanding. Sometimes, yes, he gets cranky on that, but like very understanding of it because he knows that, I do a lot. So those moments are great, but we have to take them. We have to demand them and we have to essentially beg for them.
hmm.
Like I know kid free wise, it's gonna be like the hardest because I'd have to find a sitter most times. Or for instance, tomorrow, you know what my self care alone time is like? I'm going to an oil change, most likely. Going to get myself an oil change at a car wash by myself. And that is my fucking Disney World. That is my freedom, my theme park, my everything. Like, but it's weird because people go, oh well, you shouldn't look at like that as a vacation. No, the day I go to the food store by myself is a break. The day I
Yeah.
can go to the food store or Walmart by myself, that's a vacation.
You're like, yes, I broke out of jail. This is great. Oh
Exactly.
man.
And people
Or
don't see it like that. They see it as, oh, you
right,
shouldn't say that as a vacation. No, you should. You should.
exactly. Those little segments through time, period, a
Exactly.
day,
And
whatever it
like,
is, it's
re
a
regardless
relief.
of
It's
exactly. And like the people who said that you shouldn't count those as your breaks or whatever. Yeah, okay. In the perfect normal sense of the world, yes, that's not a break to a mom. That's not, a enjoyable time. No, it's not. But
no,
to someone whose husband works, or for instance, if you are doing this alone, whatever. Like my husband works not last week he worked like 90 something hours a week, but works like at least
mm,
60 a week. Or you're doing it alone, or you don't have a sitter. Those moments that we do get those breaks, it's like heaven on earth because yeah, it shouldn't be considered a break, and it shouldn't. You're right. We should have more help, but we don't, and so we have to count our wins when we have them. I can't
right.
expect my husband to do more than he does now. Would I love it? Yes, I would love it. I would love for us to take a vacation. Never happens because work has basically told him no. But that's another story for another day. But it's a good no, not a bad no. But like it's one of those things where like yeah, in the ideal sense of the world, no, those aren't breaks. But to a mom who doesn't have much options, it's glorious. So why
It
not take
is
it, revel in it, take two
right.
hours at the food store that should have only taken 45 minutes. Totally me last weekend.
Oh,
I sat in the
totally. And
parking
that
lot for a good like 30 minutes before going into the store. It's like, I'm looking for this. I'm like, he was asleep and the kids were in bed. It's like, I took my
oh
time.
man, see, that's what I enjoy.
It's so hard sometimes being a mom, and people just need to lay off of us.
It is, and since you and I, we live in two different states, and I know Jen, and I do this with Jen, and Jen does this with me. Like, I'll go to the store by myself. I'll call Jen and be like,
Yep.
dude. Guess
It's like,
what?
I need a good bitch. You know
I'm
that?
all
Busy?
alone. Or Jen, you know, she gets to go to Barnes and Noble. She will FaceTime me or she'll have me on the phone and she'll be like, Jen, wait, hold on, look at this. And she'll fucking like start taking photos and she'll send me like astrology books, tarot card books, mushrooms. I send her
All of
stuff
it.
about crows. I mean, we make that connection because we understand each other, even though we live two separate lives, because we have two different ways of seeing how we deal or how we're living our lives. But we still find that time to be like, oh my God, I have a mom friend that I can
Yup.
call when even if our kids are around, we can be like, what's going on, man?
Or,
I'm
for instance,
free.
we'll tell the other's kid, be like, hey, knock your shit off. Give your mom a break. Let her have her time. Stop being a dick. I
Yeah.
I I, I still have those photos in my phone of the 17 books that I sent you. I was like, I should really delete those.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. I haven't deleted anything that I've caught for you. Like I just whatever it is, I refuse to delete it because that to me was like, oh my gosh.
even though it's
Sometimes
saved
there
in our Facebook messages or our text messages or anything like that,
yeah,
though it may be saved, it's not the same. But like
it's
even
not.
even that, even with having each other as mom friends, it's um. Nope, I lost my train of thought there. Wow. Continue. Oh, yeah, I'll come back.
But no, I just think it's great that we as moms can sit here and we can find someone and we can have a conversation with and everything's okay because we know we have that one or two friends that we're really close with and we can carry on a conversation and it doesn't have to be about fucking kids. It doesn't have to be about nothing, you know,
Nope.
not, you know, uh, drawn out many hour conversation about, boundaries or respect. We just know I respect her household, even though I am not physically there. I respect her as a person. I don't
Yep.
dig. I don't pry. She tells me what she wants to know. Uh, unless it's about ourselves and then we call each other out. But for the
That
most part,
often.
we've worked very often. But from the other avenue is like we're happy to have each other and that we know that we're not judging one another just because of the situation or our parenting skills or anything like that. We respect each other 100% and we back each other 100%. And that's hard to find for mom friends because one, I feel like mom friends should be diverse. They shouldn't be bashing on any other moms.
Nope.
Two, uh, you need to be mindful and respectful and have manners of a human.
Yep.
We are humans. We are going to make mistakes. If,
And absolutely. And I've lived both sides of the I don't want to say both sides of the mom world because I did the whole breastfeeding thing. Yes, didn't work. Almost starved my daughter because of how stubborn I was to go into formula because all my mom friends at that time were breastfeeding moms. So I thought when I went to go to formula that I was inevitably, doing the wrong thing for my kid. However, turns out starving her not the best option either. So I had no other
no,
choice to switch over to formula, and I didn't know what I was doing. So it's not like I actively was just starving my kid to take the boob. No, it's just one of those things where I didn't realize it. Too stubborn to see it until the doctor pointed out, hey, she's losing weight. She shouldn't be. Change it. But also, I've been the stay-at-home mom. I've been the working mom. I've been the homeschooling mom. I've been the public school mom. I've been the bus pickup mom. I've been the not bus pickup mom. Like I've done both sides of most of it, and I don't want to say I'm a single mom because yes, I do have a partner, and financially, yes, I have that support there financially, and yes, I have the support there emotionally and morally too when he's home or has
Mhm.
moments to be able to do it. But with him being gone a lot of times of the week, I am taking on a lot more of it than, the other stay-at-home moms or whatever. So like I've lived a lot of the things, and it's just I've had mom friends who weren't real mom friends, or I've had friends who are trying to understand it, but they themselves don't have kids. So it's hard.
Mhm.
Like my one friend, I love her to death. But when I first started the homeschooling process, she goes, "You need to really keep to a good schedule." And yeah, what she said was true. I did. However, that was not the answer to my problems. That was not how my problems got solved. Just keeping to a schedule, all great, fine and dandy, if your kid follows the schedule and whatnot. And like things change because parents change, kids change, days change.
Mhm.
And like with you, it's easy and it's um yeah, it's easy because like I'll be on the phone with you throughout the day or whatever, and periodically throughout the phone call, I'm either muting myself or sitting there on the phone forgetting that I'm not muted to yell at my kids to take a couple seconds to be like, hey, stop doing this and get back to the conversation
Right.
and pick it up like nothing happened. And it's just nice to not have to, in a way, I guess, apologize for being a parent. Because with you,
Right.
it's not just we're mom friends, and then it's not just we're friends friends. It's just we're there. We're
It's
present.
comfort.
It
We're
is.
very comfortable with one another, and I think,
But
whether
yet we
you
still
talk
say, hey, can I say something TBI to you or TMI to you?
right. And
Shouldn't, but
I mean, right. I mean, whether not knowing always what's going to come out of it, you know, um, we're honest and we're respectful, to one
and we
another
look to the
and
other person too for we look to each
guidance.
other too for advice. Exactly. Like
Hmm. Oh,
for instance, you have kids older than mine, and I'll ask you like, hey, how did you conquer this? Or how did you answer this question? Like, I know, for
hmm.
instance, one of them was the fact that the boy and the girl, them being two separate. Like, how do you explain to them that there are certain things you do with your sister and certain things you don't? 'Cause I don't have a boy and girl. This is my first one. Like, I don't know. I didn't have that talk yet. They're not old enough. Like, and
Right.
and yeah, my advice to you is not so much as kids goes because my kids are much younger, but like we can offer each other advice um that we may not know we were missing until we have it. And it's really helpful.
Hmm.
At least I know for me, because like I need to know a lot of things. And we help each other with that. And we help each other with our patience and
Very much.
how to calm down and when we're stressed out or overwhelmed. How to breathe.
We're
But we
growing.
don't remember how
Yep.
to breathe. But
But we're growing together, even
yes.
though, that like we are 7 years age difference,
Really? That's how
and
old we are? Or how far apart we are?
yeah, we're
I didn't
7 years,
realize.
Jen. Yep.
Damn, you're old.
I know. Uh, Even though there's that big of an age difference, I don't look at you any different than somebody that's my own age, you
Same.
know.
And there's only other one person in my world who was like that, and that was my uncle. And he refuses to be called my uncle. So I basically refer to him as my brother because I think he's 13, 14 years older than me. But like that
Oh,
mentality is the same thing. Like I look to him as an older brother more than an
right.
uncle. And so like when I say John, a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's disrespectful." No, it's not. Because he's asked me not to call him Uncle John. Asked me to call him just John. And like that's like you. Like basically, yeah, we could be sisters. You basically are the same age as my sister. And it's
Hmm.
easy because it's not a by any which means a judgmental zone with you. And it's more just like, hey, I'm looking after you. Hey, you know, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
Here's some unsolicited
Yeah.
advice you didn't ask for, but you're gonna fucking take it because you need to grow the fuck up and, soldier on. But you're fucking up this and do this instead. And like,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
we've
it
had
sucks
this
to hear it, but we need it.
right, and we do it to one another a lot, and I think a lot more. parents, moms, even if it's co-ed,
Just
whatever,
imagine.
if you're playing Mr. Mom,
Great song, by the
be
way.
there, huh?
It's a great song, by the way.
Um,
Mr. Mom, it's a good song.
I think we need to be there for one another, no matter what. It shouldn't even, when it really comes down to, the brass knuckle, it shouldn't matter what gender you are.
Nope.
Yes, our moms are women more multitaskable. Yeah. Do we take on a lot more mentally? Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, but fuck, I mean, I guess I try and tell people recently in nicer terms, which I'm very thankful for Jen for, because Jen, Jen has in a way curved me on not being so blunt with my words and using things that are more empathetic and sympathetic instead of taking the aggressive approach on life when I have conversations with people. Um, and most conversations are with women, and I don't always get along with women. So to have that softer touch, that softer approach, I'm very grateful for Jen for doing that because now I can have conversations with people and I can approach it whether I like the situation or not. I can approach it more in a adult manner, and I don't have to feel like I'm on the defense because I'm not sitting here in flight or fight mode. I'm more in, all right, let's have a discussion about it. Let's get it figured out. And it's hard when you don't have support. And the big thing is, like we just talked about, if you can find a mom friend or even a friend that can understand you and be there for you and support you and just be very well rounded, like Jen is for me, I applaud you if you found it. And if you haven't found it, I hope you find it soon. We all need support. And I think whether you're in a two-person family home or a single family home, we all need our breaks. We all have our breaking points. And some of us can't be like, oh, well, hey, I'm gonna drop the kids off at the babysitter. I'm gonna go spend, $500 at the spa. We don't all have that luxury to go do
Oh,
that.
that'd be nice though.
So,
Absolutely.
I
And
mean,
and if you have a mom friend out there, or if you know somebody who's mom and you have a day off, hey, listen, sometimes just you going to their house and be like, hey, I got the kids, you go tackle that laundry, or you go tackle those dishes, or hey, I'm here, let me help you with those dishes or that laundry.
right,
Just even
right,
that in itself is just essentially, not to be too graphic, but that's a
yes.
mom's wet dream. Like that's what we want. Uh, I don't know how else to put it, but that's what we want. And I do my best when I can, where I can, how I can, and essentially it's not always easy, especially to show up when you already have your own kids. It's hard too, but just, if you have a mom friend out
Hmm.
there that's struggling, honestly, that's one of the yeah, the money's great, the spas are great, yeah, all that's wonderful. But even if you got us a spa day, guess what? I've had two bought in, bought in spa days, whatever. I had to cancel them because of a babysitter backing out or this or that. Like and like I started telling Matt not to get those. I was like, don't buy me that. Buy me something either practical, something I can use. But I don't need a sitter for because I can't plan that far ahead. But like,
Right.
just show up. Just let us bitch, let us vent, let us show up, and don't call us fucking cranky for shit. 'Cause we're not, and it's intense, we're not. Some days we are.
Right.
And Jen over
Right.
there has some anger issues. But yeah, I think that's just one of the bigger things is
Thanks, Jen.
just, as I said, that's what I'm here for. Just, uh, you know, be there without judgment, without commentary. Unless we ask for the commentary, then give us the commentary. But just show up and be there and let them know that you care. And that is all she wrote. At least that's all she wrote for me.
And it doesn't have to be financially. Let's keep that in mind. Words can go a long way,
Bring
you
a
know,
vacuum, bring a helping hand.
right? But also keep in mind, this is huge. And I'm going to say this, and this is all I'm going to say on it. You also have to take care of yourself.
Yes, that's the big thing first. First and
You
foremost is
have, yeah, you got to take care of you first. If
you
you are
cannot
not
pour from an
taking
empty
care of
cup.
you, you cannot help anybody else. I mean, not saying you can't help
Exactly. You
anybody
cannot
else,
pour
but
from an empty cup.
right, it is harder to help somebody else if you are having your own issues, or your own struggles. So just
Which
keep in
also
mind,
which also to
go
slightly
ahead.
touch on that is if you do go to your friend's house and you do offer to help clean up, please make sure you are uh, letting them know that you don't think their house is dirty. You don't think that they are dirt bags of people, and that's not why you're offering to clean for them. Because I had that once to me, and I upset the person not knowingly. That's not what we're doing if we do that or if you do that. Let them know that you're there because you want to help them clean because you understand that it's hard to get everything done. Not that you think that they're a dirty person because that also can be a touchy
Be
thing for some.
mindful. Words can go
Yes,
1,000 miles.
yes.
Thousands.
And let's token actions, but also just make sure that your intentions are pure. Your intentions
Yep.
are to just be helpful and
Do
to
it.
be a good person, not to,
Yep.
hey, you're a dirtbag, let me help you clean up.
Yep.
Your
Be
intention's
mindful.
very much the same.
Yep.
But
Intentions.
also take care of yourself.
Intention. Yes. Intentions are everything.
Absolutely. Because
Everything.
we're big on
So,
intentions, Jen and I. We push that
yes.
quite often. Yes.
Listen, do not manifest anything you don't want. Because if you want it, you're going to get it. And it may not be
I don't
exactly the way
manifest
you want
anything.
it.
Absolutely. Because, like, real quick, not to quote the movie, but, like, for instance, in the movie The Princess and the Frog,
Uh,
the prince's butler or whatever, chauffeur or whatever, he wanted to be rich. But at what cost did he want that? At the cost of being someone else, to losing himself, and to becoming rich with not the right ways. Whereas if he had just put in a little bit of the hard work or put in a little more of a backbone, he would have had a different life. Again, not to quote that movie, but essentially, if you want something, you're gonna have to take the long way, the hard
right.
way, and you're gonna have to do it. Whereas, like, there's no shortcuts, there's no easy way out, there's no get rich quick kind of things. You have to put in the work.
Right.
So when it comes to
But just for,
manifesting, if you want money, you gotta work for it. You can't just expect it to show up
oh,
because that's when you turn into a frog.
nobody wants to be a frog.
We all want to be human, but we
Well,
just don't want to be where the humans are.
I don't want to be a
Sad.
human.
I want to be an
I'm
alien.
tired. Me?
Send
Well,
me to your home planet.
I, I could totally go with a squirrel or a frog. I really could. Or maybe a turtle.
Sloth. They're slow and they hang around all day.
Right,
Sloth or
right.
a trash panda. Those are my two spirit animals because
Oh, jeez.
I love me a trash panda.
You are a trash panda. I mean, look at your sweater.
You're right. It is the colors. I am one. You are right. Which I'm still
Right?
pissed because I can't find the trash can or the baby panda. The baby trash panda, not baby panda. I don't know
Oh,
where they
they're
are.
lost.
All I have is the
They're
mom and
so,
all. They were babies. I don't know. My kids claim they didn't take it, but they probably did.
so sad.
But yes. So we end it here before we get too wild, too crazy, too uh unstructured. Ah, another unword.
Unstructured. Whatever.
But
I don't know what you're talking about.
definitely, no, not us, no. But definitely
Never.
follow
All
us for
right.
more fun tips, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Peace out. Deuces. Ah, bye. All right, end this, end this, end. No, end. Fuck. Hit the wrong button.